Check one, two. Check one, two. Check one, two. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Good? Perfect.
February 4th meeting of the Barrow County Board of Education. It's good to see you all here this
threat assessment teams and incentives for safe gun storage. We are very thankful for our local delegation as well as the rest of the state legislators for working with us on those items, and plan to continue to assist them as needed as they craft the bills that will support us in keeping our students and staff safe. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Callaway for the Clean and Safe Schools report.
So myself and Dr. Carey went to 3 of our schools. All the schools were clean, and as it was our first time, we look forward to working with all of the schools to ensure that all of our schools update the same standard. And the school that would receive recognition from us would probably be Winder-Barrow High School for this trip.
All right. Congratulations, Winder-Barrow High School.
I'll now ask Mr. Perno to come deliver our custodian recognition.
Good evening. Tonight, pleased to recognize custodian from Austin Road Elementary School, our head custodian there, Mr. Abraham Villegas. Abraham, if you would please come forward. I'd like to read a few words that Principal Ms. Hodges at Austin Road shared with us about Abraham. Come on through. Abraham's exceptional work ethic is evident in his consistent attendance and reliability. He always ensures that the school environment is clean, safe, and welcoming for both students and staff. His attention to detail and proactive approach to maintenance help prevent issues before they arise. Abraham goes above and beyond by actively seeking ways to be involved in our school community. He engages with students, often providing them with words of encouragement and support, which has a positive impact on their daily experience. Abraham's dedication not only enhances the physical environment of our school, but also fosters a sense of community and pride among students and staff. Thank you. Thank you. So we have
Dr. Susan Smith is up next.
Good evening. I'm really excited to share with you this evening. We have a 4th grade student that we want to recognize. So I wanted to say a few things about him and why he's here this evening. A 4th grade teacher, Miss Kelly Cravey, began a writing endeavor with the Share a Story program in the spring of 2024. This is a program through a nonprofit organization called Leap for Literacy that works to put books into the hands of students, but also helps students create their own book through their writing. And I do have to say that the founder of this program is a Winder-Barrow High School graduate, Stan Tucker. So we love his organization. But Yargo has a student named Carson Savage Bennett who participated in this competition. He was 10 years old when he began the writing project, and he's now 11 and in the 5th grade. Carson's book, called Carson the Zookeeper, was one of the books chosen as a winner of the competition over thousands of entries. When asked what inspired his book, Carson told me that he came to school one day dressed like a zookeeper because he wanted to. That was his words. When Miss Cravey introduced the book writing project that they would work on, Carson decided that his creativity of dress for that day would be what inspired his book. Therefore, he wrote the book titled Carson the Bookkeeper. His book was chosen from thousands to be published and is now available on sites like Amazon. The elite group of winners of the Share Your Story competition will get to join a formal ceremony on May 17th, and as one of the winners, Carson's hard work will be celebrated and displayed at the Picture Book Perfect Evening in Fayetteville at the Trilith Guest House. Now, one last thing about Carson before I call him up. He told me that when he grows up, he's interested in being an astronaut, and he said, "I'm definitely going to space." When he returns, He said he then wants to become a zookeeper, but ultimately he wants to make his parents proud. So Carson, if you'll come up, we want to recognize you this evening. And if you would like to order a book, remember Amazon and Carson the Zookeeper.
I believe now we have Dr. James, who's going to come recognize some of our youngest students.
Good evening. We would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our current pre-K students who participated in the advertising content for our Bold Beginnings campaign. Your enthusiasm and bright smiles have truly brought our message to life, showcasing the joy and excitement of early learning. A special thank you to Ms. Estelle Leverett for creating the adorable stuffed animals. Inspired by the Barrow County School System's logo, these unique keepsakes will soon become a beloved companion for our students and truly added a special touch to our campaign. Your creativity and dedication is appreciated. We also want to express our gratitude to our communications team, Sierra Hammond, Michael Jones, and Jackson Hensley, under the leadership of Nicole Vallis, for bringing our vision to life. Your hard work and creativity have been instrumental in making this campaign a success. Also, a sincere thank you to the parents and families of our student actors for bringing them in to film, and to our teachers and principals for helping organize and support this effort. Your partnership and commitment to our students make all the difference. And as a token of our appreciation, each student will receive a stuffed animal and a certificate of appreciation. Thank you for being a part of this special initiative. And prior to bringing these young actors up, we do want to pause and take a moment to give you guys the opportunity to view our pre-K video, Bold Beginnings.
There is a special place for little boys and girls to learn. This wonderful place is called pre-K. Here, every day is an adventure filled with laughter, stories, and new friends.
When I'm in pre-K, I could have endless dreams. The possibilities are endless. I could become a doctor. You know, the people that take care of you when you're sick. I can make deliveries like Santa. When I'm in pre-K, I'll learn all types of skills. I can learn how to paint. I will paint the next Mona Lisa. I can be a firefighter and rescue people. Fire rescue. I can cook really good food. I can be a cupboard shelf. I can be a construction worker. I can be a police officer. I could be a scientist. I could become anything I want when I'm in pre-K. I can be anything I want in pre-K. Bold beginnings start now. Bold beginnings start now. Enroll your student in pre-K. Enroll your student in pre-K. Enroll in pre-K.
Do you think you're ready for pre-K?
Thank you. Now we will recognize our young authors and actors.
Okay. Can we have Wiley Watson come to the front, please? Over here. Aviana Hunter. Avery Thrasher. Macy Lynn. Marley Bates. Noah McDowell. Copeland Cravey. Preston Yadon. Okay. And Christina Marcelon.
You all did a fantastic job. Thank you so much.
I need a link to that. That's too cute.
I'd like to thank all of our guests for being here tonight, and Madam Chair, that concludes the superintendent's recognitions.
Thank you, Dr. LaDuff. At this time, we'll have our bowl spotlight from Bethlehem Elementary, Ms. Mindy Reed.
Miss Reed is a little under the weather, but her team is here to deliver her presentation.
Dr. LaDuff and board members, district leaders, and community members, thank you so much for allowing Bethlehem Elementary to show how we shine and what makes BES a school that kids want to come to each day. I'm Stephanie Martin, and I'm the assistant principal. As Dr. LaDuff mentioned, Ms. Reed, our principal, is a little under the weather, but we look forward to taking a few minutes to share with you many of the bright spots that make BES a school that kids love. And we're going to start by telling you a little bit about who we are at BES. All right, so our vision is that BES provides a high-quality educational experience that inspires and motivates students to become the best versions of themselves, both in and out of the classroom. And our mission is to provide a safe, respectful, and supportive learning environment that meets each child's unique academic and social needs. So here's a little bit about us. We have EK, early learning, through grade 5. We have a very diverse group of students that we love and are very proud of. And here are some highlights from this school year. We have received 4 Zaxby's grants that are supporting social emotional learning in many areas in our school. We received a PAGE grant that allowed us to have an AAC communication device on one of our playgrounds. We have Student of the Month and PBIS assemblies that get everyone excited about learning. We have a school pledge that we'll be sharing. We have many student clubs that we're also highlighting tonight. Family engagement is very important to us. We're going to talk a little bit about Star Cups. We've also had an author visit us, and kids are always excited about the field trips that our teachers plan. And Jessica Martin's going to come up and talk to you about PBIS.
Hi, I'm Jessica Martin, and I teach third grade at Bethlehem Elementary School, and I'm also lucky to serve as our PBIS coach. And I just wanted to share a few things about our school. This year we've began to use the PBIS Rewards, which is an online digital way for students to earn points. So far this year, students have earned over 300,000 points for showing the 3 Bs, which are be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. And our students can use these for a variety of purchases. They can purchase tokens from our school store, but they can also purchase some fun activities that we do once a quarter. First quarter, we had an ice cream day where they were able to purchase ice cream. The second one, we had a UGA halftime show where we had some people from UGA come out and put on a show for us right before the championship game they went to. And then our next one's going to be a masked singer show for the kids. Some of our teachers are going to hide their identities and sing, and we're going to guess who they are and see if we can come up with that. So we're looking forward to some of those things. Our items range from 50 star points to 300 points. We've had some Appalachia gear that students are very interested in buying, and so they have to save up a lot of points, and they work really hard to do that. Each month we hold a Student of the Month ceremony where we recognize 2 kids from every homeroom for academic success and also outstanding behavior. And we invite the parents in, and they're able to come in and enjoy that time with their kids while their kids are being recognized by our great admin. We also have a PBIS assembly once a month where we talk about the word of the month, and we get together as a whole school and learn how we can display that characteristic not only at school but at home and also throughout our community. And so that's a fun time for us to get together and have fun. And then probably one of my most favorite things that we do is a positive office referral. Anyone in our building can recognize students who are displaying those 3 Bs, that star behavior that we want to see. And it's just a way to shout out our students. And Mr. Bruce, who's our custodian, loves that. And it truly is anybody in our building that sees a student doing something above and beyond can recognize them. They get announced on the announcements, and then they get to come and get a book from our book vending machine. So it's just a great way to recognize those students. And then the last thing that we have is every day we recite the Bethlehem Pledge, and it's just a way for our students to tell how they are proud to be a star, and they recite those 3 Bs. So it's just, I'm proud to be a Bethlehem star, I will be respectful, responsible, and safe, and I promise to be the best me I can be.
All right, we have several student clubs, and a few of our club sponsors are here, and we have a student representative as well. So we're going to start with Coach Miller, who's going to talk a little bit about archery.
Hello, I'm Ronnie Miller. I've been teaching at Bethlehem Elementary School for 26 years. We offer archery as part of our curriculum to 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, and then we allow them to try out for what we call our archery team. We usually have about 80 students that come Tuesday and Thursday afternoon, and we usually do that for about two months, and then we work it down to about 24 kids that carry on for the rest of the season. So it's quite, we teach dedication, commitment, and hard work. We start in August, and we just finished our last tournament this past Saturday. So that's us, archery. We've been doing it for 16 years in the classroom. We've been competing in competitions for 13. Thank you for having me.
Now we have Miss Jira and Richard Stokes to share a little bit about the Garden Club.
Good evening, I'm Miss Whitney Jira, and I am one of our club sponsors for our Garden Club, which hosts 2nd and 3rd grade students, and we just give them a variety of gardening experiences. And so I have my friend Richard here to kind of give you more insight into what Garden Club does.
You can take it out.
I can take it out, okay.
And Richard, would you mind standing in front of the podium?
Now we can see you.
I love Garden Club I love garden club because I love to plant things. We planted radishes and spinach in the fall. My next reason I love garden club is because we do taste tests to try different foods. I like the zucchini bread. I love garden club because we help plants.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have Miss Hester and Miss Barnett to talk with you about Lego Club.
Hi, my name's Melissa Hester, and this is Whitney Barnett, and we are sponsors of the Lego Club. We started the Lego Club to encourage the children's creativity. We offer centers each week. We have a free build center. We also have arts and crafts, and we have a challenge center. The challenge center is a lot of fun. The kids love it, and it challenges the children to think outside of the box. And we believe that Lego Club has been a great addition to our clubs at Bethlehem. Thanks.
Thank you.
One more club that is not on the list that is coming soon is B Club, and we're super excited about that. But now we're going to have Katie Edwards, our instructional coach, talk a little bit about family engagement.
I get to share a little bit about my favorite part, which is family engagement. At Bethlehem, we're committed to fostering strong family connections. We have numerous opportunities for our families to engage and actively participate in their child's educational experience. Some of the family engagement activities that you will see listed on the next slide. We have commitment night. So that is a night that we invite families in at the beginning of the year. And they get to come in and kind of see who is in their new group, kind of think of it as a back-to-school night where they get to meet the new teacher, they get to see who all is in their class, so it's a great community building time for the classroom, and we go over the teacher-parent compact, and we also talk about just what they're going to be learning in that grade level on commitment night. It's a great way just to commit them to being a Bethlehem star for the year. We also had, in November, we had some family engagement days where we invited our families into the school building, and they got to come in and experience a day in the life kind of a star. They got to spend some time learning alongside their child. For example, in first grade, students and families came in and they participated in a phonics lesson, and so families got to learn alongside their child. They learned some strategies for decoding words that they could take back and use with their students at home. So it was just a great time to invite families in during the day instead of just in the evenings, and we had great participation in that. We also had, in December, we had a family literacy night. Our theme was "'Twas the Night of Reading" at BES, and it was just a great evening filled with read-alouds and literacy activities that our families enjoyed. And then we have had grade-level musicals. We have parent conferences. Coming up, we have multicultural night. That is February the 13th. So next Thursday, we had to reschedule when we had all the weather. So that is coming February the 13th at 6. And then STEAM night, that is kind of science, technology, engineering, art, and math night will be March the 23rd. So if you guys would like to come to any of that, we would love to have you. Both of those nights start at 6 o'clock, so you're welcome to join us for those. And then we have a Get the Scoop on Pre-K and a Kindergarten University night in May. And those are just kind of some snapshots of some of the things that we do in terms of family engagement at Bethlehem. We truly have the best families, and we could not do what we do if we did not have the support of our families. So we're very thankful for them.
And now we have Miss Landers and Miss Bogus to talk to you about Star Cups.
Hi, I'm Jenny Landers, and this is Kristen Bogus, and we teach the second and third grade PACE class at Bethlehem. Last year, we were able to begin a coffee cart, well, it's not much of a cart, it's an actual business for us, and it's modeled after some of our friends at other schools. Our friends have a hand in every part of this, from the planning and advertising to getting those orders, preparing orders. You can see that they make a cute little card that says, "Have a great day." They make receipts. They deliver, and they're communicating using a variety of manners to be able to talk to people across the school.
And this has been a great addition to our program just through those good life skills, that good communication with others, and also it's just built an incredible sense of teamwork in our classroom, but a sense of pride in our children. And they truly love what they're doing. And when we have had to cancel because of sickness, like, they let us know how much that they are going to miss that. This has just been an incredible part of our classroom and of our school. Thank you for letting us brag.
It's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, and we're going to ask for a little audience participation every Friday morning at the end of morning announcements. And as we close our school assemblies, we participate in the school cheer. And this is a call and response, so we will call, and we would love to have you, if you're willing, to respond. And that will mean that you'll need to stand up because we are active.
This house. The thunder can't rock this house. The thunder can't rock this house. The lightning can't rock this house. The lightning can't rock this house. And you can't rock this house. And you can't rock this house. But we will rock this house. But we will rock this house. Together, BCSS, 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 BCSS. Thank you so much.
Board members, do you have any questions for our team? Thank you so much, and don't forget to commit to the stars.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, at this time, we'll move on to presentations and discussions, and we'll start with support services. Dr. Bowen.
Good evening, board members, Dr. LaDuff, colleagues, and guests. As we reported last week, our high schools are successfully conducting daily metal detector scans of all students. We applaud their effort to tackle this challenging task during the school year. We thank the board for your decisive action on January 9th, when this Board of Education answered the call from the community and staff members by approving the metal detectors be purchased and implemented in our system. Your forethought and commitment to our schools was evident when you approved enough funds for both high schools and middle schools. With the high school scanning program in place, we would now like to add middle schools. I'm happy to share that the middle schools will be receiving their devices in the next week, followed by a day of training on Monday, February 17th, and scanning will begin on February 18th. We hope this next layer, and not the last layer, will help our students, staff, and community continue to heal by feeling a greater sense of security in our school buildings. I look forward to updating everyone on February 25th regarding middle school implementation. Does the board have any questions?
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Houston with Business Services.
All right, thank you. This month we had a wonderful month with sales tax revenues. We brought in $1,919,489, and that's a record for us. So we definitely want to thank Barrow County Economic Development for bringing those businesses to Barrow County, and of course our citizens for buying inside of Barrow County. That money goes towards directly into our facilities, our buses, and our technology. So we just want to thank everybody for that. All right, for our general fund finances, our total fund balance at January 31st is $115.9 million, and of course that number will go down as the year goes on as we have more expenses come in. Our year-to-date revenues for January is $147.1 million. Our year-to-date expenditures are $118.1 million. Just for the month of January, we have $13.9 million in revenues and $16.9 million in expenditures. We are at 58% of the year, and we always like the green bar to be above the red bar. So we're having a good year so far. The next report is just the detail of the general fund expenditures. If y'all have any questions, just stop me along the way. Then we're going to move on to our special revenue fund, and this is for year-to-date December 31st, 2024, and we received $13.8 million in revenue and $14.8 million in expenditures. For capital projects, we received $10.2 million in revenue and $17.1 million in expenditures. And then the final report is the debt service report, $5.2 million in revenues or transfers in, and $2.6 million in expenditures. And then we have our invoices paid between $10,000 and $74,909 for the month of January. Does anybody have any questions on those? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Houston. All right, at this time, we'll move on to our request to appear. I know we've got a number of folks who have signed up this evening, and we look forward to hearing from each of you. I just want to remind you that your comments are limited to 3 minutes, and we want to be careful with that and make sure we're following our policy and sticking to those 3 minutes. So at this time, Ms. Valles will get us started.
Thank you. Before we welcome, like Ms. Malouf stated, about the 3 minutes, but also the Barrow County Board of Education values public input about topics concerning our schools. Only residents of our district, representatives of organizations in our district, our student families, or school system employees may address the board. Each speaker is, again, given 3 minutes and is asked to be civil and refrain from disparaging remarks concerning BCSS staff or that violate privacy laws. The board may stop a speaker if guidelines are not followed. The board will take each speaker's comments and questions into consideration. However, no action will be taken at the meeting. Generally, board members will not respond to questions or comments, but they may if they choose to do so. Now we invite our first speaker. Mr. Angulo, Jr.
Today marks the 5th month anniversary since we lost 4 beautiful souls, one of them being my little brother, Christian Angulo. Since September 4th, my family and I have been living in a nightmare. Life has become so difficult without him. A huge piece of us is missing and will always be missing. My brother was a good, loving son, uncle, brother, and friend. He loved to play video games, soccer with his friends. He was full of joy. He was very excited to start high school. But you all failed to protect my brother and everyone else that day. It baffles me that this student was allowed at Appalachia after threatening another school. You can't bring my brother back, but you sure can do the necessary steps to make sure this doesn't happen again. Show us that your heart is on this matter. Treat this as if your children attended this school. Wouldn't your actions be different? Change the way you handle threats and do the proper assessments to keep this from happening. I also do not appreciate the comments I have heard across this community and the board. It's truly disturbing. In the last work session I attended, they talked about Barrow Community Foundation grants, and the money was allocated to pay for squeaky toys for a support animal rather than preventative safety measures. My family and I do not appreciate any of it, and we do not appreciate his name being misspelled either. For one, let me be clear, my brother was no bully. My brother was killed in a senseless act, an act that the school could have prevented with better safety measures and protocols. The void we feel will linger on forever. While you all have normalcy, we will continue to grieve. Every time you see your child, brother, nephew, or grandson come home, I want you to remember this. We used to be able to see both of my siblings get off the bus, and now it's just one. Consider yourself blessed that this is a privilege that was taken away from us. So I ask you all to stand firm for our community and our schools and fulfill safety protocols and classroom policies like our AI weapon detection system for all schools in Barrow County. None of you can bring my little brother back, but you can help prevent this from happening again. Long live Mason, Christina, Richard, and my little brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Ms. Leyva. Are you Ms. Leyva? No, Leyva. Sorry. I know you're like Layla. You're Layla. Yeah. Ms. Leyva? Leyva? No? Sorry. Our next speaker is Mr. Flores. Flores? Dante Flores? Our next speaker signed up is Deborah Casto. Mr. Steve Gray.
Out that y'all are putting AI weapons detection systems in the school. I was a little disheartened when I picked my son up from wrestling and they were sitting over in a corner, right? If they're not mounted to the floor, they're worthless. If it's not every time those doors are open, it's no good, right? I listened to everybody that talked. The 25 minutes that it took me to get from Lilburn to Appalachia that day, right? And I listened to people promise that there were going to be security measures put in place. My high schooler basically won't leave my house. Every time a door slams, every time somebody yells, or every time she feels confined, she gets overwhelmed and she just has an anxiety attack, right? I see these pods that are built outside with smart siding. If you don't know what smart siding is, it's LP, it's cardboard. No fenced in areas. So anybody that shows up there with guns, right, can shoot those pods up and it's going through, right? You're not protecting our kids. Now, I'm not good at much, right? I build decks and fences. But the two things I pride myself on are providing, and protecting my kids. That was the first time in my life that I couldn't protect my daughter. And I promise you, I'll never feel that again. But I have no idea why we're not throwing every single thing we have, every resource that we have at this school. Because if I was outside resident and I was thinking about moving to Winder and I heard about this and I found out that the AI system, which is the minimal thing that we've done here, we're sitting off to the side, and that some of the teachers are waving some of these kids through, right? I would be absolutely furious, and I wouldn't come anywhere near this town. We almost had 2 school shootings, right? For the first time in the history of our country, 1 school, 2 shootings, less than 6 months. I have no idea why we're not throwing every single thing we have at this. Until everybody feels safe, till every child that was there that day can come to school without anxiety, that knowing that the doors they walk through and everything, at the minimum, maybe we can mount the things to the floor so they're not movable, right? And there's a sheriff down in Florida that has bought a billboard. So if you're a student at that school and you make a threat or you commit an act, they put your picture up there. And if the parents are negligent and can be tied in with that act, they put their picture up there too. So then now you're forcing parents and kids to understand there's going to be some blowback from this. You're going to feel the shame. They make them do a perp walk together. They turn around and they back charge the parents for all the money spent on investigations and police and everything else.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Your time is up. We appreciate it.
Mr. Jonathan Hardy.
You know, I apologize. This gets me so upset just hearing all the stuff. And my daughter's coming home every day and telling me that, you know, at the last executive meeting, they were excited. AI weapons detection systems, they felt better. They felt good. Lots of community talk about how this was going to be changed. But now I get videos sent to me on a daily basis from my daughters of teachers passing kids through these, you know, the alarm will sound. It's okay, little so-and-so. Okay, oh, Billy, go through. Go ahead. Teachers aren't taking this seriously. And as I mentioned before, they're put off to the side. You know, Appalachia High School posted a picture the other day, the pod squad, you know, all the teachers taking a pod. If you look in the background, the door that is propped open 75% of the day is unmonitored and is still sitting there, or, you know, open all day long. People can walk into that school as they please. I patrolled the campus myself several times on my lunch break, see no SOR officer, nothing. Kids don't feel safe in those pods. No one's listening to them. It should be fenced in. There should not be access to the building without going through the weapon AI protection system. You know, I had this whole long script written out and stuff like that to help me get through this. But, you know, at the beginning, you prayed for the protection of our children. You guys are sitting in a position where you can actually protect our children. You know, it's nice to make rhetorics and pray for the safety of them. You guys can do something about it, and there's not been anything done. The weapon protection systems, like I said, at minimum, teachers aren't taking it seriously. Doors of classrooms not being shut. We got to go back to the basics of what we can do. That doesn't cost money. Let's shut the doors to the classrooms. I've got a daughter that texts me every day when she has reception in the school because it's spotty at best, and there's teachers beginning to want to put the phones back in the slots. My kids are not turning their phones into any teachers because my kids' phones were left in the schools for a week afterwards. But teachers are starting to use that again. Put your phones away. Do this. You know, put them in the little phone slots at the desk, at the doors. Not happening. Not happening. Kids don't feel safe. And every teacher can carry around a phone in their back pocket or in their hand at every point of the day. So can my kid. But we got to get back to the basics. Let's fence in the pods. Let's make sure teachers are monitoring the doors so access to the building isn't wide open to the public. Let's make sure classroom doors are shut. Let's make sure the kids aren't wandering the hallways. Let's make sure that the teachers are actually utilizing the money that you guys just graciously spent on the weapons detection systems. You know, Mr. Bowman, you said all students are being scanned. If you ask the principals at these schools, that is not what they're telling. They're telling you that they can randomly select students. All students do not have to be scanned. There's a big miscommunication on what you guys are saying is going to happen and what is actually happening at schools. Kids do not feel safe. I don't feel safe for my kids. You know, all these young kids up here earlier, the pre-Kers, you know, said our future is bright. Is it really? Are you guys making sure that their future is safe? You know, my kids used to have the same joy and glee in their eyes talking about school.
Thank you, Mr.
Now they don't.
We appreciate it. I have a question first. I have a question for you first. You said your daughter or whoever has video of this that you're seeing every day?
Daily basis.
Have you forwarded those to the superintendent or to their office?
I can. I'll forward them to them.
Please do.
I call the school, I call everything, and I get the answer that all students are not mandatory to be.
Will you send that to Dr. LaDuff so he could look at that?
Yeah, most certainly.
And then I want Dr. LaDuff to share that with the board.
Yes, ma'am.
So we can see that.
Most certainly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Along with all the pictures of the wide open doors.
Yeah, I want to see
All-
that
all of
also.
it.
I want to see that also.
Thank you. Mr. Phil? Mr. Philp here? Ms. Shipman, Tara Shipman? Marion Webb? Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Shipman first, and then I didn't see you getting, I thought, thank you.
Good evening. My name's Tara Shipman. I'm speaking today on behalf of my two Appalachia students and the many parents, students, and teachers navigating the uncharted waters of the tragedy that we all faced on September 4th. 5 months have passed, and while each day gets a little easier, it's still a tragedy that none of us really should have had to endure. In addition to the weapons detection systems in our schools, that was a critical step in the right direction. I am hearing a lot of people say that they may not be used in the way that maybe they should be. But there was a clear bag policy that had been proposed multiple times, including in recent safety surveys that were sent out. The results of that survey speaks volumes. 35.8% of that survey strongly supported this measure, and 63.4% of those in favor of that were school staff. While students may not love the idea, our teachers and staff and those that are responsible for their safety every day see it as an essential layer of protection. As parents, it is our job to protect our children. So sometimes their comfort cannot come at the cost of their safety. Schools are here to educate, but safety starts with us. So the staff is ready to support this change. It shows in that survey. So let's stand with them and make this happen. This is about more than just one policy. It's about working together and to protect all of our students, and I know we've talked about that being in layers. Our elementary kids, rising middle schoolers, our high schoolers, let's do it for them. I also have a second grader that lived through this tragedy, and alongside that with her sisters. No child should ever have to experience that fear. So our teachers and our bus drivers already carry an immense responsibility for monitoring dozens of children at once. If implementing a clear bag policy helps ease their burden a little bit and enhance security, then why wouldn't we take this next step? Beyond security measures, we must also hold our children accountable. So if there are students roaming the hallways and they're out of an area that they're not supposed to be in, if this is continuous behavior, then we need to enforce strict disciplinary actions on our children. And our parents need to be okay with this. I haven't heard of kids getting ISS and OSS and things like that. It has to happen in order for our kids to understand that there are rules that need to be followed. It's time to take back what we've lost, bring back discipline, bring back prayer, teach our children that discomfort is a part of life. Major events, both indoors and outdoors, have enforced this clear bag policy. Our schools should be no different. So the change should start with our bus drivers, because again, that was the thing that I had to deal with my child, was that Colt Gray rode the bus with my child and he carried that gun. I think I said this at the first board meeting that I spoke at. He carried it with him all day, but it started on the bus, and it could have been a different event, and it shouldn't have happened at all. Something like that would have helped to avoid that altogether. So let's stand together, parents, faculty united. To make real lasting change, we're going to have to stand together, and we'll start seeing the progress that we need to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Marion Webb.
Okay. Hi, I'm Marion Webb. I am a freshman at Winterboro High School. I first want to thank y'all for implementing metal detectors in our high schools, but I believe we have to keep moving forward. What I'm about to say are ideas for safety, but also solutions for the students who struggle with anxiety every day, like myself. I would love to see funding for extra resource and hall monitors in our school. We have many doors that are unmonitored. Students are letting in other students. I've seen it. We are lined up in the mornings to go through metal detectors. However, I never see police officers outside. They are inside, but not outside. And I do not feel safe when I'm outside without a police officer. I'm also a strong believer that clear bags would decrease the opportunities for someone to bring a weapon into school. And before I end the speech, I would like to thank our teachers and administrators for keeping us safe. So in summary, I want to say that we need additional protective resources with our new metal detectors. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mr. Stephen Owens. Jessica Bankston.
Good evening. My name is Jessica, and I have two children attending school in Bear County. One's in Kennedy, and one's a freshman at Appalachia High School. I'm here to address the concerns specifically at Appalachia. I'm grateful for the weapon detection system that's been installed, but more needs to be done. I'm deeply concerned for my child's safety. Especially since the detection system was only implemented after a student brought a gun to school on campus. The delay in your action has left my freshman feeling that his safety was not taken seriously, and I must admit that I agree with him. As a parent, it is really hard to stand by and try to be there for your child when there's not a lot that I can do. I've learned that I can show up to these meetings and try to voice my concern, but it's all in your hands as what we're going to do. I really want change. I'm really concerned about the pod system at Appalachia, which my child takes classes in. It seems really vulnerable to security breaches, and there's no real clear restrictions on bags. The teachers are expected to balance teaching and security duties, and it's just so unrealistic. As a parent, we're trusting you to make decisions to protect our children. And the pace at which these safety measures have been implemented is just not fast enough. I have a daughter who will eventually be at Appalachia, and I am frustrated with the lack of progress. And it's sending a message to my 14-year-old son that his safety is not prioritized. So I'm asking you to consider to increase the number of school resource officers, which I know has been considered, more restrictions on who can enter and exit the campus, because that is definitely a problem, implementing more bag checks and more limits. And I would really like to see a parent advisory meeting or some type of security-focused town hall where parents can communicate more with the school board. And I really would love for you to take this under consideration. We need strong leadership and people who are not afraid to stand up for our children. Thank you.
Thank you. Apologies for if I mispronounce. Isabella Abreu.
Hello, my name is Isabella Abreu, and I'm a 10th grade student at Appalachia High School. Today I come here to speak to the board and offer a different perspective than those you may have heard from. I am a student that did not attend school on September 4th. For that, I am more grateful than words can describe. Instead, I woke up and received texts from my friends saying that there was an active shooter in the building, that they love me, and that they hope they make it out alive to see me again. The atrocities that my teachers, classmates, and who I consider to be family went through that day is something I pray nobody else goes through in their life. The impact that day had on me and the rest of Appalachia is something that will never be forgotten mentally, emotionally, and physically, and that is why I stand before you today. That day and the weeks following, I was only met with the information I was being told through the media and my friends who were still trying to deal with the experience and the trauma themselves. They say to ignore the random stories, but what if the reliable sources stay silent? The lack of communication that day was unacceptable. Having to hear about the event from friends and only receiving a message from the county after hundreds of family members had already lined the streets of the school had me in a state of true disbelief. In addition, the fact we discovered there was a gun on campus on January 8th after school hours adds to the disbelief I feel with the system. This cannot continue, and clear communication needs to be prioritized in the future. Along with communication, mental health needs to be taken seriously. There have been opportunities given mental health-wise, which have been greatly appreciated, but more needs to be done. Not only are students struggling with academics due to their mental health, but teachers are struggling as well. Teachers need to feel heard, and their mental health matters just as much as the next person. Teachers are seen as people who are meant to supervise and protect their students, but who is there for them? Mental breaks are important for everyone, but with such expectation in place, such as attendance, people tend to prioritize school and their jobs over themselves, which is not healthy. I understand the concern with teachers needing to teach and students needing to learn, but how are we supposed to do that when we are struggling with the challenges of life itself? And this is coming from an honors and AP student who's always gotten straight A's and done as best as she can in school. When I see my grades dropping and my classmates struggling, I know there's an issue. Safety, communication, and mental health are all concepts that need to be maintained. These measures aren't meant to just keep us happy. They are meant to be improved upon and make things better in the long run. Change means you constantly make adjustments. These concepts should be a constant priority, and our needs shouldn't be abandoned. The Board of Education needs to be held accountable by the community, but also by each other. I understand you have jobs to do and roles to fill, but those jobs cannot come above human decency, empathy, and respect. I ask the board to consider the ideas brought to you by students like me and other adults that are taking initiative and using their time to think of solutions for the problems you may be trying to solve. So with all of this, I ask, what's your plan to make some real changes happen? Will students still be standing before you years from now arguing the same issues, or will something be done so our future generations don't have to discuss the same arguments we do? Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Kylie Hardy? Zaria Ray? Layla Olano?
Hi, my name's Layla Olano, and I'm a 10th grader at Appalachian High School, and I'm also Isabella's best friend. And the day of September 4th, I didn't have my phone on me because I was forced to put it away in the cubbies. And I wasn't able to contact anyone I knew that day, and the only reason my mom received a message that there was an active shooter in the school was through another one of my friends' Apple Watch. And I also, sorry, I didn't come prepared. But yeah, and I don't think it's okay because I've been told by teachers to have our phones put away, and obviously none of us do. And from what the teachers have told us is that it's their bosses, who I assume is you guys, who are making them enforce those rules, and I don't think that's okay, as well as there being practically no Wi-Fi in at least half of the school. My first and second period are in I Hall, which was also the same hall I was in that day, and my phone is constantly on SOS. There's no way of communicating with anyone if something were to happen, and anything can happen, whether it's another tragic event such as this or a medical emergency or anything of the sort. And I also want to bring up the idea of school ID badges. I know some people have said that before, and I found it confusing entering high school last year when we received our ID badges halfway into the school year. At that point, I don't see the point of having them. They, to be honest, serve no purpose when they easily could, and they could help identify students in the building. I also don't appreciate the actions that were made on January 8th when faculty and administration were looking for the student with a weapon on them. By also, when the building was warned that there was a weapon in the building, administration pulled students, the wrong students, from multiple classrooms, which was odd to hear from, because one of my own friends, a student was pulled from his classroom, but then we saw him in the halls later that day, which made no sense, which only caused more fear for us and worry, especially since nothing was being done. There was no action taken to shut the school down, and I understand the concern of causing stress. However, I'm pretty sure it would have been more appreciated than the ignorance that was made that day. And also, I would appreciate more transparency because I feel like it's very difficult for the community to communicate with the board. And I know there's also fear from teachers to communicate to the board, and I don't think that's okay either because they were there that day and they have a lot of responsibility and a lot of love for their students, and I don't think they should have fear to talk to you guys and communicate their opinions. Thank you.
Thank you. Apologies for mispronunciation. Sarah Urita? Urueta. Okay, thank you. Kara Tweedo? Ms. Bajo? Adiola Bajo? Nicole Romero? Miss Layla Contreras?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Layla Renee Contreras, and today I didn't have anything, formally written like how I normally do. I just want to say that today we were at the Capitol. We spoke to legislators, our representatives. We had great conversations about a comprehensive safety plan, especially Speaker John Burns mentioned it yesterday during his conference. Today we had our own press conference with Representative Dr. Michelle Au about a bipartisan approach and multifaceted approach to protecting the students and the teachers at school, because ultimately we all want the same thing. We all want our students and our children and our future to be safe at school, right? I graduated from Appalachia in 2019, for those of you that don't know. My sister is a current junior at Appalachia, and my mom works in the building. So that day, that was my whole household, right? I'm a product of Barrow County. So every time I see, someone on, in the community mentioning, like, if there's some agenda that I'm trying to push, the agenda is school safety. It's for our kids. The countless amount of hours that we have spent speaking to different students, parents, teachers, that they come to us, to me, and tell me their story. I just want to make sure that I'm doing what I can as a community member and, someone who loves my home. What can I do? What can I do for all of the children? What can I do for my future children? I just want people to feel seen and heard in today's walkout. That was up to the students. They came to me, hey, how can something happen? I said, you know what? You talk to your administration. You talk to them. You communicate with them, tell them your ideas, and that's how you get things done. You have these meetings with them. That's how you do it. They facilitated that, and I said, well, that's great. I'm so proud of you for using your platform and using your voices, because change starts with the students too, right? They shouldn't be afraid to use their voices, and clearly some of them didn't show up tonight. We don't know why, right? But we need to make sure we have an open, transparent communication platform for them. So I'm hoping that there is a bridge of this lack of trust that we have, right? The parents and the students. There's a lack of trust between the Board of Education and the local leaders and them. And they're the most important people who should be knowing the information first. They're the ones who should feel safe in their schools. They should be informed when important decisions are being made. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, could I have a motion for an authorization for committees to meet for the month?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? At this time, we'll move into executive session to discuss or deliberate upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action, or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, or to interview applicants for the position of superintendent. Need a motion to go into executive session? Dr. Carey? Second. You have a second? Ms. Lord? All in favor? Thank you.
Tiffany, we are so excited to recognize you as our May Community Member of the Month. You are a true difference maker and have been since the early 2000s. And we have a small gift for you and just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored, and I love being around you guys, and I love you, and thank you so much for the honor.
You're amazing.
My name is Lee Bain. I'm the Barrow County School System Director of Innovative Learning as part of the Teaching and Learning Department.
My name's Tiffany Coles, and I am with UGA Extension 4-H Youth and Development as a 4-H educator here in Barrow County.
Tiffany embodies the 4-H pledge in her interactions with Barrow County System students, families, and employees. I can read that pledge to you, but I think it would mean more if Tiffany told you what that pledge was.
The 4-H pledge is I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living for my club, my community, my country, and my world.
And Tiffany truly does this for our Barrow County community in all that she does, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I have been part of the Barrow County school system since I moved here in 8th grade in 1996. In 97, I started in the 4-H program as a 4-H'er myself. So I know the importance of what 4-H is because it gave to me what I'm now trying to do and give back to the students here in Barrow County.
One of the ways that Tiffany and I, or 4-H and Barrow County School System, partner so well is through the Barrow Robotics Program, which started as a 4-H only program, small scale, following the true engineering design process. They had a team, a high school team, in 2011 with Jackson County 4-H, where Tiffany and the other AmeriCorps Vistas, I think it was at that time, were learning about how to run a robotics program.
I feel blessed every day to work in Barrow County and to work with these kids, and everything I do I see as an investment. I'm investing in the future of Barrow County when I am in the room with kids and I'm providing those programs and lessons in the classroom and after school. And Barrow Robotics is one of my favorite things that I get to do because I learn every day from the students. The kids that come into this maker space that we spend so much time with, they teach me something new every day.
After that successful year in partnership with Jackson County 4-H, Barrow County 4-H founded their own robotics program, and after a year or so, through some grant writing, was able to expand the program to elementary robotics through First Lego League, which is where Tiffany and I crossed paths and started working together. I started some lay coaching of some Lego robotics teams. Not coincidentally, I had my daughter who was on one of those teams, and over the years that developed and grew to middle school teams and to high school teams, and now we have 5 very successful vertically aligned teams.
I am grateful that Lee took the opportunity to recognize me. He does a great job at that. I think he's one of my best cheerleaders in the county. So I am very humbled that you would think of me and go out of your way to do that for me. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you and everything that you do for me.
It's a teamwork.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Barbie Culp, and I'm the Barrow County Mentor Coordinator. And today I'm here with Mary, and she is a mentor at Holzenbeck Elementary.
I am. I am so lucky because I have a second grader. He's so sweet, so sweet. I was so glad to see him back after the landfill fiasco, and they were digital learning, and so I was delighted to see him back. He's young enough, he still likes to give hugs. I wanted to do something at Holzenbeck because I live very close there. And I think I volunteered for reading, and you suggested the mentoring program. Well, when I was working, I was mentored at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and I appreciated it very much. And then I became a mentor eventually there. And so when you approached about the program here in the county, I thought that's perfect. I don't know if I'm a typical mentor. I love children. I think that's the basic requirement, is that you care about them and you're sincere in caring about them. And if you do that, that's really all they need. They will be like little flowers to the sun. I take a little craft of some kind, not expensive, and we start with that, and then that just gives us a chance to just kind of talk while we're busy with our fingers doing things. I also take a little snack. I hope that's okay. You know, a little pack of crackers or cookies, and he's always happy about that. If you're thinking about mentoring, the best thing I can tell you is you get back so much more than you ever give. It's just heartwarming, and I walk out of the school every week with a big smile on my face, because to be with such a sweet young man.
I think mentoring is a lot simpler than what people think it is. I think it sounds scary, it sounds overwhelming, it sounds like a huge commitment. And while it is a commitment, it is not, it's simple. It's a simple process of just caring for someone and listening, really. Again, we're always looking for mentors in Barrow County. If you work from home and have 30 minutes a week to spare, if you are retired, if you're a parent and you have 30 minutes to spare, we'd love to have you join our mentoring program and spend time with a student.
I think that there are a lot of children of all ages who would benefit from knowing that someone cares enough to be with them on a regular basis.
Hi, my name is Kayla Zong. I'm a senior at Winder Barrow High School. I've always been in band, and throughout elementary school, I've always had older friends, like maybe a grade or two, mainly because my sister's 2 years older than me. So I've always been around the older kids, whether it just be by a year or 2 years. And most of them started joining band. And I guess I could say I kind of gave in to the positive peer pressure, and they were like, try band, you might like it. I would say Miss Powell, Angela Powell, she works down in the social studies department. I think that having her my first 2 years definitely helped with kind of going straight into high school. She has made a lasting impression on me because she's taught me to always be myself, never let anybody, tell you what to do, but also learn to take a step back sometimes. Allow yourself to just relax. I did marching band for 3 years. I've done yearbook for 2. I've been in FBLA, Key Club, Student Council, SNHS, NHS. There's just different clubs around the school. So my sophomore year going into my junior year, I signed up for this. It's called Hobie. It's an organization that helps students, it's a leadership conference. They hold it during the summer for it's like a weekend. I was told that being picked for that was a huge accomplishment. After graduation, I plan on going to Georgia College to major in business administration. Some people say that you have to grow as a person, and that's great that you're learning how to be yourself and growing, but also it's okay to not change. It's okay to just realize that maybe I like who I am now, I don't want to change anything about it.
My name is Katie Toccato. I am a Georgia Pre-K teacher at Bethlehem Elementary. This is my 14th year teaching Georgia Pre-K and my 5th year here at BES. So I think Barrow County Pre-K really does prepare children for kindergarten, but also just overall student success. It really does lay the foundation for success for kids in school. Students get to explore, they get to learn, and they get to apply all the knowledge that they've learned in class. We get to learn important literacy skills like identifying letters, letter sounds, how to hold a book correctly, how to answer questions, lots of math concepts like counting, identifying numbers, patterns, sorting, and they really get to learn a lot about their social emotional skills. Students get to learn how to share, how to work as a team, and just have those positive interactions with their peers and other adults. So we do lots of fun and engaging activities all throughout our pre-K day. We have morning meeting every morning where students get to share something special maybe they did that morning, maybe what they had for breakfast. We have all kinds of music and movement that we do throughout the day where kids get to sing and dance and really let out that energy that they have. We have phonological awareness time where students get to learn their basic reading skills. We have small group instruction where we break students up into groups based on maybe certain concepts that we might be learning in the classroom, and those are all teacher planned and they're really engaging and fun for the kids. We have center play every day, which is always a kid favorite. Students get to learn through play. They get to learn how to socialize with one another, how to take turns, and they really get to use their imagination and be creative. And then, of course, we have recess, which is always the one they look the most forward to. We have awesome playgrounds at all of our schools. Even here at BES, we have 2 awesome playgrounds that the kids get to play on. So our day is busy, but it's fun, and the kids really do get to make the most out of their learning throughout the day. So I think that having a child here at Bethlehem or any Barrow County school is a huge benefit. They really get to learn and explore their school before they even get to kindergarten, which is the huge asset and a huge part of where they get to come in and they get to be familiar with the building, administration, they get to meet other teachers, they get to learn the school-wide expectations like how to hold your tray the right way, how to walk in the hallway, all those kinds of things. And it's just a real bonus for them. And it makes them feel more comfortable and learn how to be responsible and just gain a little bit more independence. If you're thinking about applying, visit our website today.
Hi, my name is Colin Hedges and I'm a senior at Appalachia High School. I've lived in Winder, Bethlehem, all my life. I'm 18 years old. I have my mom and dad. I have 2 sisters. I've played baseball ever since I was 5 years old, played football a couple years. I went to Bethlehem Elementary, Heyman Morris, which is right up the hill, and then I've been at Appalachia all 4 years. You know, it was just a sport that I feel like everyone kind of jumps into at a young age. Played t-ball, and then eventually I got into travel ball, and then, you know, travel ball makes you want to play high school ball. And I played high school here at Appalachia all 4 years. Through baseball and the classroom, it helps me stay humble. Baseball kind of keeps me on task, pay attention. You have to get good grades in order to play baseball. And really, the number one thing is to just stay humble through it all. I have a couple teachers in mind. One is Coach Hooper. He taught me U.S. history. He just taught me to, stay chill through it all. He's respectful, he's kind, he's honest, and I really enjoyed his class. And another guy is our head coach, Coach Kyle Bailey, and he's another guy. He just gives it 100% effort in everything he does, and I really admire that. I have a few accomplishments. One, we made the Final Four in 2022, which was my sophomore year. I was first team all-region my junior year, so 2023. And then another one, not many people can say they're an honor grad. I'm an honor grad. I think I have a 3.9 GPA. I'm pretty proud of that. I'm planning on attending a tech school near here, so Gwinnett Tech, Athens Tech, maybe Lanier Tech. I plan on getting a construction management degree. I want to own my own remodeling business when I'm older. One piece of advice I'd give myself as a freshman is to just, be chill, be humble, be respectful to all teachers and all your peers, and to go into high school kind of patient. It's not what a lot of people make it sound like. It's actually just, pretty chill for the most part. Teachers are respectful to you if you're respectful to them, and yeah.
I like playing with toys. I like my teacher. I'm over the moon for pre-K. Pre-K is out of this world.
I'm Paul Thornton. I teach music technology, guitar, and piano at Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy. So music technology is basically music production, recording studio things. We do anything from composing music electronically, live recording in the studio. So in this lab, we have 24 stations. Each station is equipped with a computer, a MIDI controller where they can do their editing and composing in this lab. Currently, the lab is used for piano and guitar. I don't teach music technology in the spring, but in the fall I did. And then here we've got our recording studio. We're getting a new building here at Bassett, so in that building I'll have a full, proper recording studio. We have created a recording studio here in the Sims Academy. So I've got the studio here that's set up for podcasting. We have a few student groups that are doing some podcasting, so they do that in here. But this is also where my music technology does singing, guitar playing, drums, full band things. And then here's our control room right here, which is where the students listen to it, record, make adjustments and things like that. And then afterwards, they'll go back and edit those for a final product. Planning is typically on the weekends for me. If we're talking specifics, I would say Sunday afternoon and Sunday night is when I am just doing research for whatever I want to present to them that week. This semester, I teach a guitar class and piano class, so we're studying different guitar players, famous guitarists, same thing with piano. Right now, we're going through historical time periods with piano, so there's a lot of research on my part that's being done, and then how I'm going to present that to the students. I think you have to be patient, and that's something that I think every teacher will tell you. When you come to work, you can't necessarily control what's going to happen that day. There's a lot of variables with students, and they're all coming from different backgrounds, and I think you have to be patient with them and take them wherever they are. And then the other thing I think you need as a teacher is the ability to forgive yourself, because we make mistakes as well, and sometimes your mistakes may affect your students or your coworkers. You have to move past that because nobody's perfect. We're listeners, and the biggest thing is we're here to facilitate. We don't control what they do. We just help them kind of discover who they are and what they want to be later on in life. And if we can do that, then I think we've done our job.
The YES program is one of 3 transition programs offered in Barrow County. The program is designed to help high school seniors enhance their preparedness for independent employment post-graduation. Partnering with Goodwill of Northeast Georgia, the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency, and High School High Tech, the program guides students through a 3-phase training program. In the fall semester of their senior year, participants engage in a transition class at Sims Academy, earning 1 elective credit. This phase focuses on setting career goals and acquiring essential job readiness skills. Subsequently, during the spring semester, motivated and reliable students have the opportunity to embark on a paid internship, earning another elective credit. This internship serves as a practical, paid work experience. The program concludes with full-time job assistance after graduation. Operating out of Sims Academy, the YES program is available to seniors from Winder Barrow High School, Appalachia High School, and the Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy. The program's overarching purpose is to help students with barriers to employment transition to the workforce after high school. The program achieves these goals with activities like tours to local manufacturing and distribution centers, on-campus training in employability skills, and paid internships with community partners. These internships provide a sheltered work experience, better preparing students for successful entry into the workforce. The YES program at Sims Academy is a transformative initiative uniquely positioned to empower high school seniors for independent employment. By seamlessly integrating classroom learning, hands-on internships, and community partnerships, the program not only equips students with essential skills, but also fosters a supportive environment that champions their journey toward a successful transition to the workforce.
Is your child interested in the arts, sciences, and a way of learning that encourages them to explore and grow? Then we have the place for you. The Arts and Innovation Magnet Program, or AIM, is an innovative, arts-integrated STEAM program of choice for 6th through 8th grade students that focuses on project-based, hands-on, student-centered learning. The AIM program provides families with an optional model for middle school education that is designed to maximize student engagement and depth of learning through lessons and assignments that are real-world, rigorous, and relevant. AIM students arrive each day knowing they will be engaged in a variety of ways through innovative and integrative learning experiences, such as choreographing and performing dances, writing and performing plays, or designing and building robotics. Self-motivated students who are willing to work with groups and step outside their comfort zone will thrive in this environment. Students attend the AIM program on the Center for Innovative Teaching campus, also known as CFIT, where they receive all their core content and elective instruction while utilizing unique spaces like the Dance Studio, Black Box Theater, Makerspace, and Music Lab. After attending core content classes, students are encouraged to focus on various unique opportunities through daily exploratory connection time at AIM mini academies, where they can explore agriculture and food science, culinary arts, communicative arts, dance and choreography, digital media arts, engineering and technology, theatrical production, and visual art and design. Students take traditional quizzes and tests while in the AIM program, but they are also expected to demonstrate mastery of learning through created artifacts, live demonstration, personal performance, peer leadership, and project completion while collaborating with others. If your child is interested in engaging, project-based, hands-on, student-centered learning where they can explore and develop their passions, then apply to the Arts and Innovation Magnet Program today.
Hi, my name is Noel Rodas, and I am a senior at the Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy. Well, I heard that it was going to be a new school, and I wanted to see what the possibilities could happen at a new program. And I started to see that I really liked it, and that there's a lot more opportunities for you to get better at knowing yourself and playing in smaller groups. One of my favorite memories in high school was our spring trip for band. I really like that I could spend time together with my bandmates and my friends, having fun playing music and having a good time at the park. I think one of the most memorable role models in my high school time has been my teacher, Miss Sharman, the band teacher. She really pushed me a lot to do things that I was uncomfortable doing, like auditions, and it helped me to realize that I have a lot to learn and that I am a lot better than I think I was. Yeah, I started a band in 6th grade. I started out playing saxophone, and then during 8th grade I started playing the baritone saxophone, which is slightly larger, and I started playing that ever since. But last year I began playing tuba and working around a little bit with euphonium and trombone, and now I'm back on alto and bari. My future plans after high school is that I want to study music at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. I heard that it's really good experience over there with commercial music and getting into the music industry, and I really want a taste of that. I think one of the greatest accomplishments was being one of the first classes here in BASA. Having to start new traditions and like being part of a new school is so different, and it's something that you can only experience once. And it's not an experience that most people could have. One piece of advice I'd give myself to a freshman would be to not give up, and also to always pursue what you love, because sometimes there's some things that you love to do, but you are sometimes afraid to do it, but you just have to keep going and it'll be all good.
Okay, Vicki, I'm so glad to be able to present you with a little token of our appreciation for being the March Community Member of the Month for Barrow County School System. Gretchen Hollingsworth nominated you for all the wonderful things you do for BASA and the schools. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And I love you.
I love you too.
My name is Vicki Keebler. I am the Senior Director of the Chamber of Commerce here in Barrow County.
I am Gretchen Hollingsworth. I'm the Innovative Learning Coach here at Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy. You might actually not remember the first time we met. We met at CFIT. You came to observe a presentation that the first Lego League team was practicing, and I was helping out with the team that year.
Right.
And they presented their
gosh.
gondola activity to Vicki, and she donated her time to come in. You gave amazing feedback. In fact, you have gondola experience, and so she brought just a wealth of knowledge to the presentation. It really helped the students. But more recently, we served on the school governance team together
We
here
did.
at Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy.
I missed that.
Every month would come, give good feedback, help us out. But even more so than that, just the way you connect people in our community, your work with the chamber. One of your strengths, I think, is just keeping Barrow County that small town feel, but still pushing the progress, connecting people, making sure that these positive relationships just continue to grow and grow. So I cannot thank you enough. Plus, she trusts us with her grandchildren here at BASA, and so we just think the world of you.
The SGT, it was something that I was approached and asked to be on. I'm like, okay, tell me about it. When I learned what it was, especially here at BASA, it was so big that, we got to connect with the students. We got to make decisions about their graduation, their crest. We helped with their fundraisers for their field trips. We got to go into the classroom and watch the teachers and the students, which if you have not done that, it is amazing what these students are doing nowadays. And I was a little like, oh, do you really want somebody my age? And you know what? I am so grateful that I was chosen to be on it, because I really miss it. That was wonderful, a learning experience. And that's what got me to get my 2 granddaughters here at BASA. I just fell in love, and I'm like, oh, y'all have to go.
That is great. And it's a time commitment for sure. And then when her term ended, she did not leave us high and dry. She actually helped us obtained 2 new community members, which bring such value to our school governance team, and we appreciate that too, because it's hard to lose people like you off the teams.
I was really surprised when I got the email, and I was not surprised at Gretchen nominating me, but you know, we connected right away.
Right.
We did. We've connected straight through. It's just an honor to be able to be part of this school, and with the newness of it, and watching it grow, and it's just fabulous. You know, I have to be honest, I have the best job on the planet, if you ask me, because I get to meet all of y'all, you, I mean, and then I get to make connections for other people. And to me, that's just, I love doing that.
We love you, and thank you for everything you do for our community.
Thank you.
So my name is Elena Lee.
Could I have a motion to reconvene?
So moved.
Second. Thank you. All in favor? Could I have a motion to approve the personnel report?
So moved. Second.
Kelly? Ms. Maddox, thank you. All right. We've got some upcoming meetings. On the 6th, we'll have 2 public hearings at 2 and at 5:30 regarding House Bill 581. We've got full board budget training on Friday, and then our work session on the 25th. With no further business, we will adjourn.